a face-off. Algren pushes the puck forward. Carshield comes out with it. They start to regroup it in their own zone. They go to the far side here. Lynette starts to put pressure on. They dump it down deep. That goes around behind the Guardians net. Cronlund now, he goes down. Algren comes in to help out. Algren starts to skate it around behind the net. He moves it up. The bar, that's behind them. That's going to go all the way down. No ice. Carshield picks it up in their end. They skate it around the zone. That's broken up. Carshield now breaks it out as they start to skate it through the neutral zone. They come to the near side and then dump it in. Cronlund picks it around on the back side in the far corner. He rims it all the way around. Carshield's able to pick that off and keep it in the zone. Barnow with it. He chips it up to Algren. Algren now has some room. He gets it to the outside. He then backhands and goes for a change. Carshield regroups in their own zone behind the net. They skate it around, then push it up the wall. O'Brien's there to chip it back down deep into the corner. Puck comes back around. Both teams battling there on the half wall. Simonson moves in to help out to keep that puck in the zone. Puck's still stuck in the skates there on the half wall. Simonson comes out with it. He goes cross ice to Morbacek. Morbacek steps in. He tries to get it. He gets the control of it again. He fires it on net. That's gloved and pushed into the corner by Carshield. Puck now comes out. Morbacek's able to hold his own. He fires it once more towards the net. That rims around behind and comes out the near side here. Carshield now moves it out into the neutral zone, but that's intercepted by Simonson. Simonson loses the puck. Morbacek comes over. They shoot. That goes wide. That rims all the way around. Olsen's trying to get there. Carshield comes right out into the middle of the high slot. He's taking off the puck. Campbell is going to get a penalty there. Looks like it's going to be another soft penalty, Dave, for this one as well. Guardians will go on the PK with 11:58 left in the first period. Guardians win the draw. Hagee picks it up as he starts to skate behind the net. He hits a break, comes back the other way. He now starts to look cross ice and throws it up the boards. That's going to be an ice. They wave it off. They say it tipped. Carshield now comes out the far side. Olsen's there to intercept. He toe drags around the guy. He now skates it in towards the net. He fires that, hits a defender out front, doesn't get there. Carshield then sends it the length of the ice. That's going to be right on net, so Cronlund goes back to pick it up. He goes behind the net. He now comes out. He passes it up to Algren. Algren now starts to move it up the ice. He's rubbed off the puck. Carshield now regroups in their own zone. They get it out into the middle of the ice as they start to go through the neutral zone. Cronlund steps up at the blue line trying to get a stick on it. Carshield then comes down deep into the corner. Cronlund's still down there battling. He's able to poke that away and then get it around the defender as he starts to skate it out of the zone. He's taking it up the far side. He's got some room to skate. He comes back. Protects the puck, comes back around the net, wraps it around, almost through, goes right through the crease. Carshield now coming back out of the zone. They're going to the far side and they dump it in. That's going to rim around. Got a Carshield guy sprinting in. Cronlund's able to get there. Higgy's able to get there. Guardians now go cross ice to Lynette. Lynette skating it up. He moves it into the middle. He tries to get it up to Campbell, but he loses the puck. Carshield now coming back the other way. Campbell hustles back. He's able to break that play up. They'll have another penalty, it looks like. Penalty on Briggs Lynette for a trip. Guardians are going to PK once again. Guardians win the draw. Simonson picks it up. He rims it around the boards. Amos trying to get there. They chip it up. Carshield then dumps it down far in the corner. That's intercepted by Campbell. Campbell tries to backhand it out of the zone, but they're able to Stop it at the blue line, get a shot on net, but it doesn't get through. Campbell now can't get the puck out. Puck loose, shoots it. That's deflected off into the corner by Lombardo. Guardians now trying to push the puck up the half wall. Carshield comes out with it, skates to that. They pass across ice. It's broken up by Morbacek. Their D can't handle on the blue line, comes out into the neutral zone. Campbell puts pressure on. He's able to get him off the puck. Guardians are now offside. Able to get back on. Puck's now right on the blue line. Carshield flips it back into the neutral zone. Campbell goes to pick it up. Campbell crossing over as he moves over the near side, then dumps it down deep, goes for a change. Carshield picks it up in their own zone as they regroup behind the net. Carshield gets all the way through the neutral zone, starts to move it into the middle of the zone. That's poked away. Barr picks it up. He starts to move down the ice. He gets it over to Algram. Algram then trying to hold on. He's collided with. No call. Absolutely no call. This is ridiculous. Complete bodied him right in open ice. That gets up to Barr. Barr now skating to the outside. He's got some room. He gets it to his backhand. He fires. That goalie's able to catch that one and hold on. Down in the Carshield zone. 8:47 left in the first period. 4 seconds left of this penalty kill for the Guardians. Higgy's there trying to push him off the puck. Conlon now moves over. They cross it over. Lombardo sticks it over to the far side. Barr's there. He's able to poke that puck into the neutral zone. Carshield then dumps it back in. Higgy picks it up. He starts to skate it up the boards. Then he tries to get it cross ice. That's intercepted. They then go up. Morbacek steps up. Sorry, Conlon. Conlon tries to get it to O'Brien. O'Brien now with it. He's looking around. He fires it on net. That's a loose out in front. Barr just unable to get to it. That comes back out in the neutral zone. Conlon passes it over to Higgy. As they regroup to the neutral zone, Higgy sends it up the board, trying to get O'Brien. O'Brien can't hold on to it cleanly. Carshield now throws it up the boards as they start to move it out of the zone. Higgy knocks that puck down. He now turns around, tries to find some openings. He gets it up to Campbell. Campbell now skates it to the outside. Barr now with it. He goes, tries to get it back to Campbell. O'Brien now picks it up on the far side. Carshield now skating it out of the zone. They got some speed coming through the neutral zone. He goes, that hits the ref. That's in our favor. Now we're going to have offsides. Carshield with the puck. They go to the near side here as they go through the neutral zone. They then pass it back into the middle. He steps around. He's not able to hold it. The puck comes down into the near corner. Simonson picks it up. He goes around behind the net. He passes it up to Olsen. Olsen then flips it up. That gets out of the zone. He then pokes the puck away. Carshield then throws it all the way down. That's going to be an ice. Into the Carshield zone, and Alderman to take the draw. 7:01 left in the first period. Score still 0-0. Guardians win the draw. That goes to Simonson. He mishandles it. Now they got a breakaway. George's all alone down there. He skates in, he shoots, and he scores. Able to hold the zone as they push it into the Carshield end. They rim it around to the far side. Atmos hustles over to try to pick it up on the half wall. He gets it over to Campbell. Campbell tries to step around, but he has his pocket picked. Carshield now coming back 3-on-2 the other way. That comes out. That goes to Higgy. Higgy moves it up to O'Brien, but that's intercepted. Shot on Lombardo. Lombardo pushes that one out behind the net. That comes around to Amos on the far side as he starts to skate it out of the zone. He then flips it up, trying to get it to O'Brien. That hops over a stick. Carshield now coming back the other way. Carshield starts to enter the zone. They move it to the outside. They fire it on net, and that's a goal. And slips back. Simonson steps up. He throws it over to the far side. Carshield picks it up. They then flip it over to the far side of the ice. Simonson goes back to retrieve. He starts to skate it around his own net. Moravicek then gets it up to Barr. Barr with it. He gets it out of the zone. Algren there trying to break that up. Carshield now moves it back the other way. Carshield starts to get on the zone. Net now with the puck in his own zone. He starts to skate it in around his net. He comes through the top of the crease there. He now moves in the middle of the ice. He's taken down and tripped. Carshield now coming back the other way. They fire, and that's stopped and held on to by Lombardo. Gets pushed back into the near corner here. Conlon picks it up. He rims it up, trying to get it to O'Brien. Conlon then shoves it back up the wall. O'Brien picks it up. He tries to get it up into the middle. That's out of the zone in the neutral zone. Carshield now regroup and they move it to the far side. Conlon then is able to break that up. Puck's loose right out front. Campbell trying to get that puck out of there. They backhand it towards the net. That skips away over into the near corner. Higgy then rims it around, back to Cromlin behind the net. Cromlin now moving up the ice. He gets it up to Olsen. Olsen now stepping through the middle. He's taken down. Carshield intercepts. They're coming back the other way. They throw it. Cromlin's going to pick it up as he starts to regroup in the neutral zone. He cuts back, then moves it up ice to Olsen. Olsen now has some room. He chips it to the outside. That goes down into the far corner. He picks it up on the wall, tries a centering pass. Picked up by Campbell. Campbell now is moving through the high slot. Turns, fires. Goal by Campbell from Olsen. That goal scored with 4:15 left in the first period to make it a 2-1 game. Face-off pushed forward by Allrum, then puck just slipped off. Carshield now coming back the other way. Simonson with the puck. He holds on to it. He gets it up to Allgrim. Allgrim now moving it to the outside. He hits the brace. He's looking for an open side. He tries to go cross ice, but nothing's open. Comes back to Allgrim. Allgrim goes down to Lynette behind the net. Lynette now looking for someone open. He tries to get it out front. That's deflected. Puck's loose out in front. Puck's right there. Shot on net. Puck's still loose. Another shot blocked. Another shot. That goes wide over the net. Lynette now with it. He passes it back out in front. Puck's loose. Carshield then just throws it out of the zone. That's not going to be enough for an icing. Moravicek better get back. Moravicek's able to pick that up. He's now skating up the ice. He now moves it to the outside and then stripped off the puck. Carshield now coming back through the neutral zone. And that's able to get back as they go in for a line change. He picks it up as he starts to regroup in his own zone. He moves it over to Moravicek. Moravicek tries to get it to Allgrim. He's not able to hold on. Carshield then picks it up in their own zone. They start to move it up through the neutral zone as they enter the Guardian zone. Campbell swoops in. He's able to pick that puck up in the corner, but then it's intercepted. Carshield now with it behind the net. They pass a right off front shot. That deflects off into the corner. Carshield now with it. They're battling right there in the half wall. They throw it on net. Lombardo now is going to seal that one up. 2:40 left in the first period. Alderman to take the draw. Sorry, Campbell. Crowlin picks it up. He starts to skate it out of the zone. He then tries to get it to O'Brien. O'Brien now chips it up. Campbell moves in. They can't hold on to it cleanly. Carshield then throws it back out of the zone. Both teams battling for the puck. Puck then comes out back through the neutral zone. Campbell's there. Higgy now chips it up to O'Brien or Campbell. Campbell fires it on net. That hits off a defenseman. He then fires again. That goes wide. That goes all the way around. Crowlin's going to step up. Barr does a nice job running some interference there. Higgy steps up. He toe drags, fires. That goes wide. Carshield now moving it through the neutral zone. That's picked up. Barr now with it. He's got all room with him. He gets it through. He gets that puck poked away through the middle. Guardians now pick it up. Crown and regrouping in the neutral zone. He sees some open ice. He starts to skate it up through the middle. He takes it to the outside. He now passes it out front, but that's deflected out. Carshield's going to pick it up, throw it up the boards on the far side. Simonson's unable to hold his own. Aldrum gets back to pick that one up as he regroups in his own zone, going around the net. He passes it up the half wall. That bounces right out into the middle of the ice. That comes through. Aldrum then backhands it. Not enough to get it out of the zone. Carshield now regrouping in the neutral zone as they dump that puck back down into the Guardian zone. Morbacek picks it up. He rims it around trying to get it to Simonson. Simonson steps up. Carshield now with it in the corner. Simonson battling. Simonson chips it up to Lynette. Lynette trying to get it out of the zone. Carshield now intercepts. They step around. Morbacek's able to put a body on him and break that play up. Carshield now comes back into the zone. Barr picks it up, and that's poked away. Goes back to Lynette. Lynette shoves it back up the boards. Barr hustles down into the corner, trying to get possession of that puck. Carshield comes out with it. Carshield then rims it all the way around. Crowlin's going to step up to hold the zone. He flips it up. Brian's there. He's getting taken down. Campbell then tries to step up. Carshield then sends it the length of the ice. That's going to be the end of the period. One score after one. Guardians are going to regroup, hopefully come back here with a stronger period here in the second. Feature is now off. I apologize for that. What happened was, shot from the point from Higgy, rebound out in front. Olsen buries it. What I was saying is just get pucks to the net, good things happen. Both teams battling now down in the corner. That's on the half wall. Bar with it. He chips it back to O'Brien. O'Brien steps out in the middle. That comes out to Higgy at the point. He steps around one guy, comes back to the outside. He tries to get it down to Bar, but can't get it there. Puck now comes down deep into the corner. O'Brien's there battling. Campbell moves in to help out. Both teams still battling. Campbell then tries to go around the net. Tries to get it out the Bar. There it is. Shot, and that's sealed up by the goalie. He was sitting there on the back door. Passed by Campbell. The goalie's able to slide over and seal that one up. Off down in Carshield zone. Carshield wins that draw. Now got a battle down in the corner. Auburn comes in to help out. Carshield comes out with it. They then move it up the ice. They start to move it out of the zone and through the neutral zone. That puck's then poked away. Morbacek forced to go down into the corner to get it. He skates it around behind the net. He gets it up to Lynette. Lynette steps around one guy. He loses his skates and he's able to get a stick on it. Get to Olsen. Olsen now has got some clear ice going out in front. He shoots it on net. That's gloved into the corner by Carshield. Algram now does a nice stick. That comes right back to Algram. He steps around. He's got a lane. He shoots. And the goalie's able to glove it. Rob Algram there. Guardians starting to put some pressure on here in the second period. Goes back to O'Brien. O'Brien tries to get it back to Campbell. He's unable to get it there. Carshield now coming through the neutral zone. They pass it across ice. They can't hold on to it cleanly. Cromlin picks it up. He circles back into his own zone. He then throws it up the boards to Amos. Amos now skating it through the middle of the ice. He backhands it over to O'Brien. O'Brien steps around one guy. He's now moving to the outside. That was probably offside, but they wave it off. Amos then fires on that, hits his own guy. Higgy trying to hold that one in. Campbell's able to get back, strip the puck away from behind the Carshield player. He's now skating it up the far side. He's got Amos on the back door here. He's then taking out the puck, battling. We're going to have a slashing penalty on Carshield. The Guardians will have, I believe, their first power play of the game. He dumps it off to Simonson. Simonson now goes to Lynette. Lynette back to Simonson at the point. Simonson goes back to Lynette in the corner. Lynette goes to Bar behind the net. He tries to get it back to Lynette. Lynette now battling in the corner. Bar comes out. He backhands it, trying to get it to Algram, but that's intercepted. Carshield starts to skate it out of the zone. They move it to the outside. Algram's able to get back and take away that puck. Algram now skates through the neutral zone as he moves it to the near side. He goes back to the middle. Algram's on trip. We're going to have another penalty on Carshield. And we'll have 44 seconds of 3-on-5. This is a huge opportunity to gain a lead here for the Guardians, as they will have a two-man advantage for 44 seconds. Campbell in to take the draw. That comes out to Cromlin at the point. He pants it over to Higgy. He's got a lot of open ice to move it in. He fires. That's saved and kicked off into the corner. Carshield picks it up. He tries to bring it up the ice. Carshield now throws it the length of the ice. That's blocked down by Higgy. Higgy moves it over to Campbell on the near side here. Campbell hits the brakes. Now enters the zone. He moves it. He gets it back to Cronlin. Cronlin moves it back to Campbell. Campbell then goes cross ice to O'Brien. He's taking out the puck. And they clear it the length of the ice. Cronlin picks it up as they start to regroup in their own end. He's moving up the near side here. He gets to the outside. He fires it on net. That's kicked out and goes around behind the net. Carshield with it. They skate it right out of the zone. They then move it up ice. They can't hold on to it. Higgy picks it up. He tries to get it up to Campbell. He can't quite get it there. Carshield now with it in the Guardian zone. They fire it on net. Lombardo pushes that one out behind the net. Cronlin then slaps it all around the ice. Olsen's trying to get there. We got a rush coming back the other way. He fans on it, trying to get it over to Campbell. He's then able to get that puck down deep. Carshield picks it up behind the net. They pass it over to the far side. Higgy steps up to hold the zone. He then has that puck poked away. O'Brien then hustles back. He dumps the puck down deep. Carshield tries to get it out. O'Brien sends it back in the corner. They fire it down the ice one more time. And that's going to be an ice. Left in the second period. Both teams are now full strength. Face-off loose right at the dot, then poked away by Lynette. Lynette gets it over to Algren. Algren now looks. He goes over to Simonson at the point. Simonson starts to walk it into the zone. He's then taking out the puck. Carshield then throws it. Algren's there to pick it up. Algren then throws it around. Lynette picks it up behind the net. He's battling and then taking off the puck. Carshield now starts to skate it out of their zone. They move it up. That's going to be an ice. As they weren't able to connect on that pass. With the puck, he takes it around behind the net, drops it off to O'Brien. O'Brien and Campbell now battling. That comes out. Carshield's got to pick it up. They start to skate it up the ice. Morbacek battling. Carshield picks it around. Simonson comes out with it out of that battle in the corner. He starts to skate it around. He moves it up, bars them taken down. As Carshield dumps it back in his zone, Morbacek picks it up. He's taken down, that's going to be a penalty. Pick it up on the far side. He circles back, trying to get it deep. He skates it in towards the net. He fires, he fans on it. Puck now ends up behind the net. Puck's now creeping its way towards the front, but then gets kicked out into the far corner. They go back to Higgy at the point. Higgy goes back to the net. Carshield then rims it up. That goes up on, rims right around up top of the boards there and comes out in the neutral zone. Algren comes back to pick it up. He skates it to the outside. He starts to go around behind the net. He's looking for an opening. He gets it over to Higgy. Higgy now at the point. He gets it over to Lynette. Lynette now tries to move it in the middle, but that's deflected behind. Comes out to Lynette in the far corner. He comes out to Higgy out top at the point. Higgy now starts to skate it into the zone. He skates around, drops it off to Olsen. Olsen's then stripped off the puck. Lynette does a nice job getting down, holding that puck into the zone. That kicks right out to Carshield in the middle of the ice. They now start to move it in. They dump it down and they go for a change. Higgy goes back to pick it up. He tries to reverse it. Cronlin's got to go back for it. Cronlin starts to slow things down a little bit. He then fires it up the ice to Lynette. Lynette's taking off the puck. That's going to be offsides. Left in the second period, score still 2-2. Guardians got 7 seconds left on the power play. Carshield able to get into his zone. Simonson picks it up. He's got some open ice ahead of him as he moves it through the neutral zone. He moves it to the outside. He gets it into the middle. Campbell can't hold on to it. Cuts to O'Brien. O'Brien fires. That goes over the top of the net. Amos picks it up on the near side here in the corner. He circles around looking for someone to get it to. He passes it in the middle. That's intercepted. Carshield now coming back to the neutral zone. He moves to the outside, he backhands it, that goes around behind the net, almost out front. O'Brien now trying to get control of the puck. Carshield's able to gain the zone. They hit the brakes, they fire it on net, that's blocked by Simonson, comes out to Amos on the far side. Amos now starting to skate up the zone, he backhands it to Campbell, that's going to be offsides. By the Guardians, all of them trying to get that puck in deep. Carshield gets it, they rim it out the boards. That tips off the bar, goes to Cronlin. Cronlin now skates it into the zone. Carshield comes around it behind the net, they then pass it up the ice. That's broken up by Algrim in center ice. He starts to gain the zone. Algrim's then pushed out the puck. Carshield then brings it around the net, and they start to take it out the other side. That comes out to Higgy. Higgy then dumps it back in deep. Bar hits off a skate, that comes right into the high slot, but Carshield picks it up and they throw it out into the neutral zone. Cronlin now starts to regroup. Higgy tries to get it up, but he fans on that, then it gets out behind him. He goes back to get it. He's taken on by a Carshield player and taken down. And that's able to almost get control of that puck. Guardians are able to slap that out into the neutral zone. They then dump it all the way deep. Cronlin's going to go pick it up behind his own net. Cronlin gets it out the bar. Bar gets it over to Algrim. As he starts to skate it into the zone, he moves into the middle of the ice. He then moves to the outside. He then tries to get it over to Bar. Bar shoots and scores! What a play! That developed all the way back in the defensive zone with a breakout pass from Cronlin to Bar, who tipped it up to Algrim. Algrim skates it through the neutral zone, takes it to the outside, and hits Bar back in the slot, and just buries it with a tap in. That puts the Guardians on top with a score of 3-2 with 2:54 left in the second period. Puck's loose. Olsen's trying to get control of it. Carshield picks it up. They throw it out in the neutral zone. Cronlin picks it up. Sorry, that's Moravcek. Moravcek passes it up. They get it up to O'Brien. O'Brien trying to get it to Olsen. O'Brien picks it up back in the neutral zone. He moves it in the middle. He's got a guy on the far side trying to get it to Campbell. Just can't quite get it there. Carshield intercepts. Carshield now moves it out in the neutral zone. We got a whistle here. I'm not sure. It might have hit a player on the box. Well, a face-off just outside the Carshield zone. Campbell's bumped off the puck there. It comes back out in the neutral zone. Guardians regroup. They passed over to Moravcek. Moravcek now starts to skate it into the zone. He cuts it back to the outside. He then gets it back to Olsen, who's covering. Olsen tries to fire it in. Can't get it deep. Carshield now coming back to the neutral zone. They pass it through the middle. Simonson steps up. They dump it in. That rims all the way around. Moravcek trying looking to get it on the far side. Campbell's there to help out. Campbell picks it up. He now moves it up to O'Brien. O'Brien now moving through the neutral zone. He cuts it in. He tries a toe drag, but he's poked off the puck. Carshield now trying to get Algren. Comes back. He's got the puck. He backhands it. He's able to get a glove on it, but Carshield throws it out into the neutral zone. Guardians go D to D over to Simonson. And Simonson dumps it down deep. Guardians make a couple line changes. Carshield picks it up. They rim it around the near side. They pick it up on the half wall, and they move it up into the middle of the ice. They then go across ice. That's intercepted by Cronlin. He picks it up in the neutral zone, steps around one guy, gains the red line. He's now trying to push it to the outside. He's able to get it down deep. So Alderman's going to win the race to that puck. The guy came and hit him. Complete interference, no call. Carshield gets it back out into the neutral zone. That's now trying to gain a zone. He's tripped up. We was going to call an offside. I thought he was calling a penalty there, but I guess not. Guardians try to throw it in deep, but Carshield picks it up. They then go cross ice. Cronlin now hustling back. He's got a guy on him. He chips it out. Barr picks it up. He starts to circle back into his own zone. He then backhands it down in the neutral zone, trying to get it to O'Brien. Campbell now picks it up. He circles through the neutral zone. He's got some speed going to the outside. He steps to the outside. He's now got it. He fires. That goes off the side of the net. Campbell with it again. He tries to get it over to O'Brien. He fires it once more, and that's gloved, pushed out into the corner. O'Brien hustles over, trying to get it. Carshield now coming out with it. That's poked away by Cronlin. Cronlin now with some open ice. He starts to skate it through the neutral zone. He fires it towards the net. That hits off a skate and deflects over into the near corner, and that's going to do it for the second period as the buzzer sounds. So after two, scores 3-2 in favor of the Guardians. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back for the third. We're about to start the third. Cronlin picks it up. He chips it up. Olsen can't get to it. Carshield then throws it back in the neutral zone. Cronlin picks it up and he starts to regroup. He moves it over to Higgy. Higgy now with it. He tries to chip it up to Algren. He can't hold on to it. Algren goes back. He picks up the neutral zone. Tries to get it over the net. The net now goes back to Higgy. Higgy can't hold on. Lombardo pushes it back out to Higgy. Higgy then reverses it over to Cronlin in the far corner. Cronlin trips it up to Olsen. Olsen trying to get the puck out. That comes out to the net at the top of the zone. He tries to get it over to Algren. That's intercepted. Carshield then dumps it down deep in the zone. Cronlin forced to go back, pick it up behind the net. Olsen now on the far side. He tries to get it over to Lynette. Lynette puck's intercepted, but Lynette's able to get it back. He then fires it down. That's going to go all the way to the length of the ice. Carshield's going to tip it, so it's no icing. Campbell's in there trying to put some forecheck on. Brian now with the puck. He circles back, and he's mauled. Carshield now picks it up in the half wall. They start to step it out of the zone. They go up the far side. They got a 2-on-2 coming back the other way. They step around Simonson. They fire it on net and a goal. To the wall to try to gain possession. Brian then slaps that puck, comes back. Guardian's able to get back on sides. Brian trying to push that puck. They're gonna get a penalty as they body check O'Brien into the boards. We got some confusion here. They blew that puck dead, not sure why. Faceoff's loose right on the dot there. O'Brien picks it up. He goes back to Simonson at the point. Simonson goes to O'Brien. O'Brien then tries to center. Loose in front. Carshield then picks it up. They throw it off the boards into the neutral zone. Moravicek now with it. He sends it back over to Simonson on the regroup. Then to O'Brien. O'Brien toe drags around one. O'Brien goes far side. They take a shot, and that's gloved down. Puck's loose. Carshield picks it up. They try to go high off the glass. That comes out to Campbell. Campbell now with it. He tries to get it into the middle of the ice. That pushes out into the corner. They go to Barr behind the net. Barr tries to throw it out front. No one's there. Carshield picks it up on the near side here. They then throw it into the middle. That goes to Moravicek. That goes back into his own zone as they regroup. He goes over to Simonson. Simonson now looks up the ice. He tries to get it up to O'Brien. O'Brien now to Campbell. Campbell gets it in his skates. He goes to the outside. Guardians now regrouping. It goes to Higgy back in his zone. He starts to move it up the ice. He can't hold on. Carshield now trying to push that puck in his zone. Campbell comes back to help out. Campbell now skating at the far side. He gets to the Barr. Barr has a lane. He fires. That block nearly drops into the net there, but it just goes over. Campbell now with it. He's bumped off the puck. He gets it back. Can't quite hold on. Carshield now sends it the length of the ice, and that's hopefully going to get there enough for an icing. come back into the Carshield zone. Guardians win the draw, but they're unable to hold that zone. Higgy now with the puck right out here in front. He starts to skate in the zone. He drops it off to Lynette. Algren with it now. He steps, he drops it off to Higgy. Higgy now with it. He skates it towards the net. He then goes back to Lynette. Lynette now with it. He circles back, bringing it deeper into the zone. And then throws it out in the middle. Crowlin fires, tip, and a goal! That away! Crowlin fires one from the blue line, gets a tip off of, I think it was one of their own players, and that ends up in the back of the net for goal number 4. Faceoff's pushed forward by Carshield. Carshield then stripped off the puck. Brian's there battling. Crowlin picks it up. He's got some energy after that goal as he starts to move it up through the neutral zone. That puck then was turned over on the neutral zone. Carshield now move it in. They fire. That goes wide. Brian picks it up on the near side here. He then gets it in the middle, but Carshield plays right there. He fires. That's blocked by Crowlin. Guardians trying to get that puck out. Carshield just fires it back deep as that rims around behind the net. Crowlin then fires it all the way around as that comes out. Amos, come on! That is ridiculous! Amos completely taken out there. The guy didn't even come close to playing the puck. Brian picks it up on the far side. He throws it down deep into the corner. That rims all the way around. Carshield's going to pick it up behind the net and then come back to where it came. Other Guardian players drugged to the ice. They're actually going to call one. Guardians now go on the power play. That's pushed out. Morbicek's not able to hold the zone. He goes back into the neutral zone as he regroups. He passes it over to Simonson. Simonson then moves it up to Algren. Algren's then smothered. That gets up to Barr. Barr comes around. He drops it off to Morbicek. Morbicek now skating up in his zone. He moves it over to Simonson. Simonson now dumps it down deep, trying to get it to the net. He lets it go to Barr in the corner. He backhands it. That goes out the back behind the net. Algren picks it up in the far corner. He drops it off back to Barr. Barr walks it out. Tries to get it back to Algren. Puck's loose out in front of the net. Carshield then able to get it out of the zone. Guardians got to regroup. Simonson with the puck. He comes back up the boards here. Algren picks it up. He gets it up to Barr. Barr now skating it in. He comes through. He gets it to the outside. He backhands it. That just goes off the shoulder and just to the outside. That's loose behind the net. Lynette picks it up. He steps around a guy. Lynette now skating it in through the top of the zone there. He dumps it off. That comes back to Barr. Barr's able to walk it out. He comes out to Simonson. Simonson shoots. That's blocked. Another shot to goal! What a play! Wow, that was a hockey play there. Oh, that was a nice goal. A lot of puck movement there. Simonson's able to get that one to the net. I think it was Algren that was able to tap that one in. There was so much commotion. I don't even know who did what there, but all that matters is there's a goal. .01 left in the third period. Scores now 5-3 in favor of the Guardians. That comes out to Crowlin. He throws it over to Higgy in a regroup. He then tries to get up the boards. That's tipped by Carshield. It's not going to be an ice. Carshield then throws it back up the boards. Carshield comes out with a half wall. Higgy steps up. He gets it to O'Brien. And Brian now circles around trying to protect the puck. He goes to Higgy at the point. Higgy steps around one guy. He's got an open lane. He fires it. That's blocked. Carshield now coming back the other way. They move it up the ice. Higgy's able to get back and push that puck away. Cronlin's got to pick it up behind the net. That's going to get to Olsen. He can't quite get a stick on it. That comes all the way down into the Carshield zone. As they pick it up, they start to regroup. That's picked off. Algrim now with it at the top of the circles. He skates it in towards the net. He's then bumped off the puck. Carshield picks it up in the far corner. He's knocked off the puck. Puck's free behind the net. O'Brien comes in, trying to stop. He gets control. O'Brien now with the puck. That puck just hops over a stick as he's trying a centering pass. Carshield picks it up. Higgy's trying to hold his own. He's not able to get it. Cronlin's able to get back. Hit that puck into safety here in the neutral zone. Carshield now with it. He steps through. They move it over to the far side of the ice. They then dump it in softly. Cronlin picks it up. He then goes over to Higgy. Higgy moves it up to O'Brien. O'Brien now cuts through back to the middle as he goes through the neutral zone. He now moves it to the outside. Drops to Algrim. Algrim has room. He goes back to O'Brien. O'Brien out front. Puck's loose out front. Still loose. Both teams battling. Goalie's going to cover that one up. .6:19 left in the third period as we have a face-off down in the Carshield zone. Carshield wins the draw. They didn't throw the boards, but Campbell's there to intercept, but he's rubbed off the puck. Carshield now coming through the neutral zone. Simonson pushes him to the outside. He hits the break, circles around the top of the zone. He passes across ice, but hits a stick. Carshield's able to pick it up. It's then poked away by Morbacek. Morbacek then able to get it out of the zone. We're going to have another running penalty by this Carshield team. With the puck, he circles up, he tries to chip it down deep in the zone. Campbell now has it. He gets it over to Lynette. Lynette goes back to Morbacek. Morbacek fires it towards the net. That hits the Carshield player as they start to skate it out of the zone. Lynette hustling back. They then take a shot on net. Lombardo kicks that over into the corner. Simonson picks it up as they start to regroup. He's got a lot of open ice in front. He moves it up to Lynette. Lynette then backhands it. It goes down into the near corner. Amos moves in. That comes out. Simonson not able as that puck hopped up over a stick. Morbacek forced to go back into his own zone to pick it up. He circled around behind the net on the regroup. He then passes it up to Barr. Barr then goes to O'Brien. O'Brien goes on his belly. He tries to get it deep into the zone. Barr now battling here in the half wall right in front. Campbell now with the puck. He's there. Carshield then throws it out. That's going to be held in. Barr now with the puck. He circles it in through the net. He cuts around, cuts it back to the middle. He's then poked off the puck. Morbacek's able to hold his own. He tries to get it deep. That hits off. Simonson then steps up to hold the zone. Campbell now with it. He steps into the middle of the ice. He's got room. He fires. That's blocked. Puck's loose in front. Carshield's able to get it out of there. Campbell circles around the top of the zone one more time. He gets it to Barr behind the net. Barr throws it. The defense not there. That comes all the way down into the far end. Simonson's got to go back to regroup. He throws it back to O'Brien. That comes to Barr. Barr now picks it up. He's got it on the half wall. He then tries to center to Algrim. Algrim now battling here just outside the blue line. Carshield's got to run as Guardians get caught on a line change. Cronlin's able to get a stick on it to push that shot wide. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left in the third period. Hagee now moving it up through the neutral zone. He gains the zone and then passes it over to Olsen. Olsen now with it. He fires. He sends that about 4 miles high behind the net. Carshield now coming back out of the zone. They then throw it the length of the ice, and that's going to be an icing. Olsen had an opportunity there. I mean, that thing just must have got caught on his stick too long because that thing went high. 2:32 left in the third period. Guardians up by 2. Campbell hustling around. He picks it up behind the net. He tries to push it off to Amos. Amos now battling on the half wall with a Carshield player. Crowlin steps up, trying to hold the zone. That kicks out to Campbell. Campbell moves it over to O'Brien. O'Brien then chips it up. That deflects out into the corner. Both teams battling now. Campbell does a nice job, get his body on the boards. He then centers it. Carshield's able to get it out of there. Carshield now passes it through center ice. That's poked away by Crowlin. But then sent on net. Lombardo's going to hold on to that one. Oh, a face-off down in the Guardian zone in the last couple minutes of this game. Guardians had a 2-goal lead, 5-3. Guardians win the draw. Simonson then rifles it around as Lynette goes to the far wall to pick it up. He tries to center it off to Algrim. Algrim gets it. He gets it up to Barr. Barr can't hold on to that pass cleanly. Carshield now coming back through the neutral zone, but that's intercepted by Algrim. They fire it on net. Lombardo pushes that puck over into the near corner. They fire it back out front. Shot and a goal. Up to O'Brien in the neutral zone. O'Brien tries to push it around. Carshield picks it back up as they regroup in their own zone. They then throw it off the far wall. Crowlin steps up, trying to get that puck deep. He then throws it back up. Their defense picks it up. They go across ice. They can't hold on to it cleanly. Higgie's now going to step up. Campbell picks that up. He's got some speed going into the Carshield zone. He fires it on net. That's poked away over into the far corner. Olsen goes to get it. Olsen now with the puck. He fires it out front. That goes off the side. Loose out in front. The goaltender just covers that one up. Minute 57 left in the game. Scores 5-4. O'Brien with the puck. He has that puck poked out. He then gets a stick caught in the skates and he goes down. He's then bodied off into the corner. Carshield now dumps it in. That goes into the far corner. They're going to pick it up. They start to skate around. They throw it out front. Puck comes out to Crowlin. Crowlin tries to get it. Olsen. Their points got it. They fire it towards the net. Crowlin then able to backhand it out of the... Higgy picks the puck up behind the net. He starts to look up ice. He flips it up. That gets out into the neutral zone. Campbell picks it up. He takes it through the middle. He then takes it all the way to the outside. He then fires it out front. That's a goal! He fires that puck from behind the net. That hits the inside pad and then squeaks in through the 5-hole. That brings back the 2-goal lead for the Guardians with 1:11 left. Crowlin kicks that puck back into the neutral zone, but Carshield putting pressure on. Amos then backhands it out into the neutral zone. As Carshield starts to regroup, they go back into the zone. They move it to the outside. They fire it towards the net. Lombardo pushes that puck out. Algrim now picks it up as he's moving up the wall. He goes down. That's going to go all the way down into the Carshield zone. Amos starting to put pressure. We got interference. Carshield then reverses, then go cross ice. That hops over the stick. That's going to allow Simonson to pick it up and start to regroup. He moves it over to Moravicek. Moravicek goes back to Simonson. Simonson now tries to get it up to Algrim. He can't hold on to it cleanly. Guardians are now able to get into the zone. Amos with it down in the far corner. He tries to center it out to O'Brien, but that's poked away. Carshield now coming back the other way. We got 14 seconds left in this game as they start to enter the zone. O'Brien tries to push him to the outside along with Simonson. That's poked off by Simonson. Morvacek's now able to push that puck out. Mar gets it over to O'Brien, but that's going to be the buzzer, and that's going to do it for game number 3. That's going to be a Guardian win of 6-4. So they go down to give Lombardo the congratulatory hugs as they start to move in for the ceremonial handshake. So that'll do it for Guardians hockey today. So first game ended in a tie. Second game, Guardians come back and win 6-4. We'll face off one more time this weekend tomorrow morning, bright and early at around 8:15-ish, I believe it is. And then we'll make the trip back home. But anybody that's watching, I just want to say thank you. And we'll be back for some more hockey tomorrow morning. This is Guardians Hockey signing off.